it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So the way I have so much I need to talk to y'all about. So here's the thing. I'm scrolling on TikTok. As I do, and sometimes I swear my algorithm, I've trained it so much to where it'll show me the weirdest corners of the internet. I'm talking from like humor to scams and sketchy shit, okay, which is good for me, because I get really interested in that. I come across a creator who's talking about how she was allegedly scammed by a influencer guru, like somebody who helps you grow as a content creator. Now me, I'm like, oh girl, this is my shit. Like absolutely. The way we have got to talk about this drama. I've talked about influencer scams, scammy courses, and just other really weird things on TikTok and just anywhere on the internet that is like highly unnecessary, okay? And so noticing stuff like this, I'm like, oh, I gotta talk about it. So we have a lot of juicy details and reactions to get into. So yeah, let's hop into it. Real quickly though, before we hop in today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below. My merch, second channel, podcast, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff is down in the description below if you guys want to check that out and hang out with me more. So first of all, let's get into the video that I actually saw that was discussing the I Got scam. So this is a creator by It's Styler Kid, and she's discussing the entire scam. So let's start off by reacting to it.
I got scammed pretty bad recently, so let's be transparent about it. If you see this and you know that it's about you, know that there's no hatred in this, but I'm going to be transparent with my audience, unlike you are with yours, because that bullshit doesn't fly over here. But the TikTok algorithm has changed recently, if anyone has noticed, and it's a little bit rough. So me and one of my really good friends, who is another content creator, decided that from one of our favorite at the time influencer who really posts like tips and tricks for social media people, she was offering a service of personalized audits of your Instagram and your TikTok. Originally, she sells them for $228, but they were on sale for $70. We were like, perfect, let's get it. You pay it, you send over your social media platforms, and she goes through them and tells you what is working and what's not working. To say we were excited was an understatement. We were checking our emails every single day for this audit, thinking that it was going to be this holy grail, tell us what's working, tell us what's not working. And then we got the audits. And almost instantly, we had realized that we had pretty much received the exact same audit. The craziest part about that is that we are completely two different content creators.
Okay, so quickly, if you guys do or don't know, what a social media audit is pretty much like a way of, let me go through your platform, see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, how you can improve it, looking at your numbers, your content, quite literally everything, and equipping you on what to do in the future. So I think audits are amazing, and I think honestly hiring someone to do an audit is beneficial. I personally don't do that because I got really obsessive over learning about this shit, and I feel like I'm pretty damn good at doing it on my own now, which I love, but some people don't know where to begin. Audits can be super helpful with understanding how to become the best content creator and adjust as algorithms are going. However, one thing I will say, this might be a little controversial, if you're going to be a content creator, I think you personally need to learn some of these things on your own, so that way you know how to make those adjustments quickly instead of depending on other people to tell you what to adjust with. That's just my personal belief, but some people will pay for them, and that's totally perfectly fine. I do not think audits on your channels or platforms are inherently a scam. Absolutely not. But now she's saying her and her friend went to go and get an audit and their information was nearly identical. Now, this right here is immediately making me think of Brittany Dawn, fitness course scammer, in my opinion, that was giving the same exact information allegedly to all of her customers. I wasn't giving custom meal plans and workout plans. Yeah, that. This is sounding the exact same. So again, keep in mind, we're still listening to her perspective on this first, but so far this is not looking too good.
I am a beauty lifestyle influencer with a completely different audience, completely different engagement, completely different following. She is a mom in nursing school. So to receive the exact same audit was kind of shocking. It was very clear.
Oh my God, then yeah, there should be a bunch of different shit on those audits then. If you're a beauty creator and then your friend is a mom, and girl, that probably should be quite different, I would say. Different recommendations according to different niches. I would be, again, I have two different platforms. I have many different platforms. I'm gonna have different recommendations for my more lifestyle content on TikTok and things I need to adjust that I quite literally haven't gotten to yet versus on this. This sounds real bad.
Clear that these audits were templates that are copy and pasted, and then there's little things that are tweaked, but not tweaked enough to where it's actually about your personal platform. And I was quite shocked because prior to buying this audit, I had went through the reviews on it and there was outstanding reviews, nothing below 4 stars. She had all 5 stars, people loved it. And then unfortunately, I found out why that was the case. This is what pissed me off. After you're emailed your audit, you're also emailed this page that's oh, leave a review. So I left a very honest review, a very nice, honest review. For business, I learned that for every negative comment you give 3 positives. So I started off the review. And I wish I had a screenshot of the review, and I'll tell you why, because the review no longer exists. You could put 2 and 2 together already. So I leave this review, I gave it 3 stars, and I said as much as this was very, very helpful, it was kind of like upsetting that audits are copy and pasted. It did not give me the vibes that you went to my profile and watched my videos and went through my analytics and the algorithm for me, and then broke down what specifically wasn't working for me.
Okay, yeah, I kind of understand that in a way. Don't get me wrong. There are certain aspects of audits that are very, very similar to each other. Like, I will agree with that, but I do think maybe some recommendations might be a little bit different, or if anything, hopefully the information was like ridiculously in depth. If it's extremely copy and pasted though, I would think that was a bit of an issue. I think it kind of, shit, it does depend, because I know some people have very similar things, but I would hope there's some uniqueness to it. But if there's no uniqueness and if they're identical, then that is a problem. If there is uniqueness per, then I would understand. But if it's directly copy and pasted, that is an issue. Now, she's talking about how she gave a very pretty good review. Yeah, if you're not happy, but you're still giving like 3 stars, and I think that is quite reasonable. Oh God, like if you're a business owner, you're gonna kind of accept like some bad reviews here and there, you know?
For me, didn't say anything hateful, I simply stated the truth. So after posting that review, I want to say within an hour to 2 hours, I received an email from the girl. I have the email, I don't know if I want to put this in here though, but it was basically like, I appreciate the feedback. Basically what the audits are is general to root problem solution. So basically what she's saying is that all content creators on a general basis have the same root issue, and that's why our audits are the same. But then I wouldn't call that a personalized social media.
Bingo. Yeah, there are some things that some people genuinely like don't do. Like some people maybe genuinely don't post up consistently, or maybe like some people haven't maybe had a specific aesthetic or focus that they've made on their content that a lot of people don't do. Yeah, I understand that. I would hope though that there's some specific recommendations. Like for example, if she's a beauty creator, like, hey, maybe make content that follows these categories in beauty because they're trending right now. Hey, if you're a mom and a nurse content creator, maybe make topics like this. And here are creators that I would be inspired by because they make content that's similar to you. Here's where you can get that inspiration. Here's where you can focus on that and provide something that's trending but still in your niche. That would add for some uniqueness, I would say.
Audit. If you were just going to tell me the exact same thing that you told somebody else with a whole different kind of platform, skip past that BS. Woosah, because I'm getting worked up. When I received that email, I had this feeling, and I had said to my friend Ange, do you think she deleted my review? And I go on her profile and she had deleted my review. That's when it clicked to me. I was wondering why I was so upset by this audit and there was all these other people who weren't with these 5-star reviews. How many reviews did you get like mine that you deleted? And as another business owner, that is such fucking bad business. Like as a business owner, if somebody left me a review like that, very nice but very honest, I would have looked at that and been like, okay, I need to fix some things. I'm not giving.
If someone's leaving you reviews like that, you gotta ask questions because shit's gonna happen. Now there's gonna be the Karens on there that are like, it was great, but it was the wrong color, like stupid shit like that. But like you kind of have to accept that as it goes. Like there's some people that give me like really good constructive criticism on even my own videos, right? And I've been able to take that and keep growing. Like it's part of life. Like a bad review isn't the end of the world. It's what you do with it after that you are able to improve and become the best person possible. I don't see how this is an issue or why should we get rid of it? Especially 3 stars is not even awful. Is it amazing? No. But is it awful? No. That's nice as hell.
Satisfactory work. Even if 1,000 people like it and 2 people don't, okay, well now I know that people like this don't like it. I can adjust it however. But you then send me a BS email trying to explain the reason why the audits are the way that they are, trying to justify that you send templates out with a little bit of a tweak for almost $100, let alone that's on sale. So you actually sell this for $228. You sell a template for $228. You're a money grab business. You delete anything under 4 stars. How fucking shady is that? Really, I'm getting stress hives. As a business owner, I don't get it. Constructive criticism is what grows a business. It's what tells you what works and what doesn't work. I didn't email back. I just unfollowed the girl because when I tell you that me and my friend looked up to this girl for so long, we loved her content. We loved the little tips and tricks she gave us. And so when we ordered this audit, we were so excited, and to be so let down and then to see the true shady side of her, I was like, wow. I wonder, God forbid, how many other content creators have come to you for those audits and got their reviews deleted. Nobody likes shady business, especially not here on social media. So moral of the story, if you're a content creator like myself, please be careful of the people you look up to on this app.
I completely agree with her. And now the only thing I'm going to give like credit to is if like somebody's not giving reviews and a person genuinely like thinks that everything is fine and no one's being honest with them, then like I would get if they are a little like, I think I'm doing really, really good with something. But either way, if someone's bringing it to your attention, I would at least take it into consideration of some kind, you know? So that was what we were seeing at first with all of this. So the comments in where were like, who's at Lauren Webb? So I'm like, okay, is this the individual we're talking about. And then a comment goes, the fact that someone would pay $228 full price for a template is crazy. Sorry this happened to you. She said, hope no one did, but I'm okay. Thank you. Another one, she put your review back up, ... probably to make you look like you're lying. I'm sorry. So these are a few comments that she was able to get. And so again, Lauren Webb, I'm like, okay, this is, maybe it's popping up in the search. I'm not going to like openly be like, this is the person. I have to dig and make sure it's the person. So then I saw that she actually responded. This is Lauren Webb, and she has a bunch of content and information that is giving you tips on how to grow, which again, I think that's perfectly fine. I think personal audits and like one-on-ones are not an issue. I think that's catered to. I think that's customized. I think that's like one-on-one talking with somebody, seeing what you can do to help them. I think that's like really beneficial because it's about the current time at that point of what's happening on social media, talking with that person specifically, asking what their goals are with their social media, giving them tips on how to like perfect to make things a little bit better for them. And then after that, it's kind of depending on what they do with the information you give. Okay, I get that. But I was very curious about this individual and what she has posted or what she has to offer on social media. So let's give a little bit of a backstory on Lauren Webb. It shows, honestly, like her edits on here are fucking phenomenal, can I just say? But I'm showing you guys this so you can get a good idea. Now, she is successful on social media, so that is good. She's making money on social media. She's successful. She's doing good. I think that's pretty good qualifiers to know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. Book a one-on-one social media review, follow my new IG, YouTube channel, grow on TikTok, content courses, how to land on the PR list, all this kind of stuff. Okay. So some of these things are not a red flag to me. A one-on-one is not a red flag. Social media review is not a red flag, but let's look at everything she has to offer. If you click on shop and social media course, the Content Queen's cheat sheet is something that she has available and it's $29. So she says, want to level up your social media? Are you wanting an actual full-time content creator's tips and tricks on how to monetize? Whether you are on social media already or just starting out, this course is for you. 32-page full of my life hacks. Stop sleeping on your social media. It's never too late to learn, and go on and on and on. It says what you get. A 32-page workbook includes tips and hacks on how to level up your social media platform from a full-time content creator, my favorite apps, an easy aesthetic layout with modules on relevant social media trainings, my exact strategy for securing brand deals with brands like Drunk Elephant, Merit, Fashion Nova, must-haves for being taken seriously on social media, how to get paid on socials, UGC up-and-coming creator platform. This is making influencers money. And then it says no refunds on there. 29 is not awful for that, I would say. I do think that a lot of these things you can learn online personally. Like if it's personal, I get that. If you're focusing on helping one person, that's different. But I feel like the generic, let me give you tips, unless you're giving it for free, in my opinion, I think is stupid. Here's another thing. Here's some more things that she has now that apparently she's listed off. PR List 101, a mini. So it's a mini series, a 9-page PDF that she is selling for $12 on PR List and collaborations. It says, are you wanting to land more collaborations? Get on PR List, even as a smaller creator. This PDF has some of my value tips, as well as a list of brands and exactly how and where I've connected with them. I actually have a serious issue with this because giving off email lists is so fucking stupid. I'm going to tell you right now, any brands I've contacted, I looked on LinkedIn. I would dig into, and this is before I have management. Okay. Now I have management, very thankful for it. They do that for me. But before, literally look up people on YouTube who talk about this. They'll tell you how to find it. There are people on TikTok who give this info for free away. So you don't need to buy a list. That's stupid. I personally think that's a waste of your money. How to land brand collabs, including list of brands you can work with. This one is $29. Apparently, this is similar, but a bigger opportunity or a bigger list in one way. I don't like this. I don't think this is necessary to buy a fucking email list, and maybe that's just me. Now this other one, this is a social media optimization. So it looks like she has changed some of this stuff. It looks like this is what she offers now for a social media review. It's $70. It is a social media review of she reviews your TikTok and it gives you advice on why she thinks you're not growing. She's like, this advice may be advice given to others who struggle with the same things. Oftentimes creators struggle with the same core issue, which affects the trajectory of their content, decreasing their ability to have a successful platform in 2024. This is coming from someone who has worked on social media for 5+ years with brands and influencers, but started taking my personal TikTok seriously last year. She goes down and talks about what the review will look like. She responded to what the original creator said, and oh my God.
I'm going to set the record straight and explain exactly how my processes work for my audience audits for anyone who's been given misrepresentation and misleading information. I will also be deleting any negative comments that I receive because I don't condone bullying online, especially when majority of people know nothing about me. Let's remember to cheer people on in 2024. This is not my usual content, but it's been highly requested. As most of you know, I do social media audits where I look at your social handles like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and let you know what I think you're doing wrong. I let you know my personal opinion of things that I think you're doing wrong that are affecting your growth. My formats hold valuable information that tons of creators don't do to progress their growth. Hence, a lot of the information and feedback can look similar.
Okay, so I understand and comprehend how some information can be the same. However, when you are doing an audit, I would assume that you look over at, like, things are way more specific. Like if two creators are saying something is too similar, that means there's probably too much similarities. If you're talking about this creator's aesthetic and then this creator, there should be different perspectives unless they have similar aesthetics, okay? There should be different recommendations. There should be other recommendations of here's stuff you should be inspired by. Here are examples of what I think you should do. There should be a shit ton more creativity to give them value. So I don't believe this in my opinion. This is just me, okay? I feel like this would give you, like, you would have some similar tips, yes, but I think overall you would have way more different recommendations to give somebody because they are a unique content creator. It is one thing if you have like creators in the same exact niche popping up and maybe they really are completely bombing in the exact same ways. I kind of get that. But at the same time, for two different niches, two different creators, and they got almost the same shit, I'm not buying this, babe. I personally am not.
Similar or the same when I view these accounts with core root issues. Trending audios, not making connections, content that's all over the place, not niching down, not having valuable hooks. My audits are generalized but personal. Look at your social media page, listen to your openings, watch some videos. Despite having different niches, people's core issues can look a lot alike. This doesn't diminish the value of the audit. There's always information to walk away with and implement. In fact, people whose content do not look like this and their content is thriving and doing amazing, I transfer them at zero cost to a one-on-one where we're able to actually talk through the situation. Because I'd rather talk through something than give you an audit that you may not benefit from because your issues look different.
But if they don't need the audit and you're charging them still, wouldn't that still kind of be like messy? I don't know. Like if they're doing so good, maybe I would be like, hey, let me give you a return of a certain percentage of the money. And then like, let's just talk. Like, what are you struggling with? You know, like refund it all and be like, hey, actually, I think you're good. Like you're doing really good. I don't know if you're having some imposter syndrome. If you want, we could talk about that from creator to creator. But if they're doing good, why would you keep the money? Like, isn't the point of giving something, if you can't offer the service to them and give them any value, then I would assume you refund it. You know? I don't know. That's just me.
Anyone who's upset that audits can look similar or have the same information are missing the mark on what really is happening with the trajectory of their content. Their content isn't doing well because in 2024, things are different in what's required for you to see success and growth. So many people do what's been done in the past that has worked for them, and they're not complying to the new algorithm shifts. My audits are different from my one-on-ones where they're less detailed and less personal. One-on-ones, we're able to chat face-to-face, we're able to have a conversation and walk through your work. Hence why one-on-ones are more expensive. Let's keep in mind that I get hundreds of audit bookings weekly. If I don't have to write out an issue that I see multiple creators missing, I'm going to say the same thing. This is not to say that I don't look at your profile and your content. It's not to say that I don't give you tangible tools and examples of what I am seeing on your page that relate to what I'm saying. So I'm not really sure where any issues would lie.
That does make sense. If you see a bunch of people that are messaging you and you have very similar problems that they have, copying, pasting, maybe that wording isn't always inherently wrong if that is an issue that's happening. I would say though, if you have, I'm getting a little alarmed here with you have hundreds of people messaging you. If you can't really take the time and accurately do an audit, then I would hope, and I'm crossing my fingers, this creator doesn't do it. Like doesn't take on the audit if she's incapable of taking it on. So my personal belief is, yes, I get some things can be copy and pasted, but I don't think the creator that we saw previously and her friend would be so annoyed if they didn't feel like everything was completely spot on. Again, I can't comprehend how it would be 100% spot on or really spot on if I look at a friend of mine and they're making content this way and then I'm making content this way. I'm still would say that we would have to have recommendations that are different with kind of content that we would make, like what we would do, how we would embrace that, maybe certain topics that we cover. It would be really different unless we are really similar content creators with aesthetics and everything. That would be the only way I would understand this. I still think the original reviewer is right in what they're saying. I don't think she's 100% wrong in having some copy and paste aspects of it, because they are literally identical to, like, if you see 20 people a day that are not using trending audios or specific tags or are not focusing on things that will benefit their platform, I get being like, okay, all of y'all are not doing this. You got to do it. Come on now. Like this is what I would do. Here are examples of it. Here's how you can make sure you're consistently doing it. It's a problem when all of it is completely copy and paste. That is where I would have the issue. So I think in a way, both of these people are slightly correct on this.
It's also take into consideration that my audits provide personal information and value, things that have worked for me that I want you to apply. Every single audit holds my exact formula that I use. I've helped numerous people grow their accounts and find success on social media. I more recently have actually had an email asking people for reviews, which I should have done so long ago. And one last thing, my audits are $70-ish, which is a lot of money. Compared to tons of other content creators in my similar space who charge upwards of $300, I'm giving you bang for your buck.
I don't like that actual rationalization, because there's some people that are giving audits that shouldn't be charging $300 either. You know, like, oh my God, well, you could be spending a lot of money, like you're getting it cheaper here. Not all of them should be charging that much either. You know what I'm saying? I don't think her pricing is awful, but I think it should be wildly in depth then if you're going to do a super specific audit. Like, it's got to be like a lot of information given to really make sure that they have a game plan of what to do. Maybe that's just me. This is kind of what I'm feeling as I'm seeing this kind of stuff. Here's my problem. She says, let me set the record straight for online bullies. I don't know why it's the topic of online bullies. Maybe it's people that are coming to her comments saying that she scammed people. Either way, I think I would immediately, if it was me, be like, hey, dude, like, okay, let me be super honest. This is what happened. This is what I did. I get why you would think that someone was scammed. Like, let me just be transparent. I don't like the defensiveness. Like, you got to understand, there are scams out there. There are people who do things and charge money for shit that they shouldn't. So I like, you got to tread lightly when you do stuff like this. You know what I mean?
And I make it $70-ish because I'm still growing and learning on the platforms. This is my business. I work really hard at it. For those who support and find value from it, I'm truly grateful. And those who don't can just go mind their own business. You may know one piece of a puzzle, you don't know me, and you don't know what I have to offer. And cyberbullying is never okay. Hopefully this was helpful. Love you all.
Let's go back to the actual audit page that she has available now. So it does show that it is $70, and it does discuss how the updated version that she has put up, I guess, ever since the situation happened, is showing you the process and what it looks like when she does this. She reviews your page and looks at your views, likes, followers, advice based on this may look like the same if others have the same core issues. A review of 2 to 3 videos dependent on content issues. A review of 2 to 4 videos? That doesn't seem like enough. Dependent on content issues. A review of 2 to 4 videos. Is it hard to scroll through all of like a shit ton of, if their content is that long, you could scroll a decent amount and be like, okay, this is a shit ton of your content. TikToks are not usually that long. This is what I think you do better, etc. 2 to 4 videos doesn't sound like a lot. SEO strategy advice given to everyone. My formula for growth, how I have helped my influencers and brand growth, given to everyone. General tips, given to everyone. IG is shifting from aesthetic to value, so a lot of the TikTok information can be implemented into Instagram. Final statements, pieces of advice. If you want more in-depth analysis, please check out the 101s where we chat about any and all of your questions and game plans. Okay, I don't like that. I would assume if you buy this, you would have us like a part where you're like, hey, what do you think you're struggling with? What's bothering you right now? Let me figure that out. Let me dive into it. Let me get back to you. And like this, it would kind of make sense to also hop onto a phone call with that person and be like, hey, this is what I noticed. This is what I think you could do better. What are your thoughts on this? Because also it helps to make sure that the person like fully understands you. So I still think in a way, in my personal opinion, that this could still do better. Now she says, make sure your email on file is correct. Once you receive my email, you will be given 5 business days to respond with your social handles. If there's no response, unfortunately, it's considered invalid. You will have to purchase again if you need the review done. Approximately 7 to 14, but I don't like that either. If someone purchases and you don't do it, then you still charge them full. They didn't really waste your time then because you didn't get to start. I don't like that either. 7 to 14 business days for a full 1-page written review to be sent back to you once we have your social handles. I receive tons of orders weekly and I want to take the time to go through everyone's socials thoroughly to ensure the advice given is relevant. If I see your socials doing well, I will offer to switch you to a 1-on-1, no extra charge, so we can talk through what is happening. I appreciate your patience and I'm looking forward to be part of your success story on social media this year. This should be a given, but I'll disclose it anyway. I don't ever guarantee you'll have growth. I provide insight and advice on things that factor into why you may not be seeing optimal engagement, which is true. Yeah, like if you can give advice to someone, but that doesn't mean they're going to take it. But to wrap this up, what do I think about all this? I personally am thinking that some of these things are right on one end and some of these are not. I think some of the things this individual is selling, I personally would not waste my money on, like whatsoever. There's too much free stuff on the internet for you. Audits are one thing, but I think the way that this audit was approached was kind of weird. Like, I don't really like the idea of, oh, if you don't submit your information to me in a certain amount of days, like that's it, and they're not going to get refunded. Like, I don't personally like that unless there's somehow something different that I missed. It says no refunds, and then she's like, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to purchase another one. I don't like that. Like, I think that's messy. I think you should get a refund back if they're not providing you an actual service. I mean, yeah, I would hope that you don't like message someone and make an order and then not do that. But I like, if they haven't started any work, I would assume that like, you know, they haven't technically wasted much time. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't like that whatsoever. I think some of the things that she's posted are kind of weird. I do though and realize that there's a lot of influencer gurus out there who are problematic as hell. And personally, I think this creator should, be mainly focusing on content that gives free tips over having people buy stuff, because I think you can personally do really good as a content creator that does stuff like this without selling things that are highly unnecessary, in my opinion, like the brand list. I think this is sketch, in my opinion. Do I think that she can offer really good advice with audits? Yeah. So I think some of the like overly exact information to audits sounds a little too sketch to me. That's my personal belief on that. Okay. I think that two sides can be very like, I think some of them both have things that they are right on, but either way, I personally would just be super duper careful with these kinds of things, because you never know. Some people aren't going to get you detailed and some people will, and then you're shit out of money, which like super duper sucks. So that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.